Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the Demolition League. We are in Miami's Marlins Park for this opener of the next set of games that are being played. Next block of games. This is scheduled block number 3 or week number 3, whatever you want to call it. And it is going to be Oakland against Miami. Oakland's 3-3. Miami is 1-5 entering this game. Starting pitchers, right-hander two left-handers on the mound. Trevor Rogers for the Marlins and J.P. Sears for Oakland. So a couple of lefties get on the mound. Neither pitcher had a decision in their first start, so they're both 0-0 heading into this one. Ballpark effects. Singles are really good in Marlins Park. 16 for lefties, 13 for righties. Home runs, 11 for lefties, 5 for righties. This is game number 31. And again, the first game in schedule block number 3. Tomorrow night's game will be the Yankees and the Dodgers from Yankee Stadium. Hey, Cosmo, and hello, Ben. Good to see both of you. All right. I was working on something else for another project, and so I ran a little late. I wasn't even going to stream tonight, and I said, well, even though it's a little late, I guess I'll go ahead and stream. I'm not going to score the game on the computer as I play it. I do have the computer up to give stats, but I'm not going to score the game as I played. I think that would just be take too much time. I've already did the rest rolls and everything, so I already made my lineups and kind of saved time that way. So both teams kind of going with a right-handed heavy lineup with the two lefties on the mound. So Trevor Rogers, in the 2024 season, he was 2-9 with a 4.53 ERA. He's 0-0 in his one start and did not give up any runs. He went 5 innings, gave up no runs, but got a no decision. And leading things off will be Lawrence Butler. Ernest, it appears to be, at least my voice is holding out. Now, whether that stays, continues or not is another story. I didn't feel bad. It was just I had a little slight cough or whatever. I thought a cold was coming on because when I woke up in the morning, I was coughing. Good deal, Dr. D. Can't beat it. All right, so Lawrence Butler will lead things off. And on the replay, Butler is hitting 174, 4 out of 23, 1 homer and 1 run batted in. Lefty on lefty matchup in this one. It's a 5-2, and that's a ground ball to second. Arias will handle it, 1 away, and that's going to bring up Miguel Andujar, the left fielder. Andujar in limited duty. He is 1 for 6, hitting a .167. No homers or runs driven in. 1-8 against the lefty. That's a solid single. That's why he's in there against the lefties, because he can pound lefties. So base hit for Andujar. He is no threat to run. He will not be held. And the catcher, Shea Langeliers, stepping to the Langeliers, really having a rough time. He's 1 for 15, a .067 average. That one hit was a double, and he does have a run driven in. 2-8, and that's a strikeout for Langeliers. First strikeout for Rogers, and Langeliers continues to struggle. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Brent Rooker. Rooker on the replay hitting .318, 7 for 22, a homer and 2 runs driven in. Rogers trying to get out of the first inning with no damage. 2-6, and he will. It's a pop up to short. So that's going to do it for Oakland. Nothing going across. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Oakland nothing and Miami coming to bat. And left-hander J.P. Sears for Oakland on the 2024 season was 11-13 with a 4.38 ERA and 32 starts. In this replay, he is 0-0. No decision in that first start. Here is Luis Arias. And Sears' ERA 1.29. He's given up 1 run in 7 innings, but he got a no decision. So 1.29 ERA for him. Pitched well, but his team didn't give him any run support. So here's Luis Arias. He is hitting .333, 9 out of 27 on the replay. No homers or runs driven in. Again, lefty on lefty. 6-6, and that's a strikeout. We're out number 1. Sears cannot be injured, and the injury chance on Rogers is 612. But Sears had a 0, so he cannot be injured. Here's Otto Lopez. Lopez on the replay is hitting 667, 2 out of 3. Double and 2 runs batted in, but very limited attempts. 4-5, and that's a ballpark blast on a 4-5. It's a 1-5 home run. That's a 3, but Lopez is weak against lefties, so it's just going to be a single. Will not be a home run. It'll be a single because he is weak power against lefties. He's normal against righties, weak against lefties. So Lopez will settle with a single. However, he is definitely a threat to run, and Sears is a +2 hold when you combine him with Langoliers. Sears a +4, Langoliers a -2. Hello, Chuck. Tabby is sitting right on the perch next to me. So Lopez will try for that lead. Needs a 5 or a 6. And he gets the 6, so he will go. He is a 19, being held as a 17. The +2 is a 19. 1-19. He's in there, and that's a 3, so it's a possible throwing error on Langoliers. He's a T6. Yeah, but he does not throw it away, but it will be a stolen base for Lopez. So Lopez steals second base. He's in scoring position with 1 out for Josh Bell, the designated hitter. Bell hitting .227, 5 out of 22. No homers, 2 driven in. Switch hitter, batting right-handed. 2-6, and that's a ground ball third base A. That'll freeze the runner at second base, and without the stolen base, that would have been a double play. So that's the reason why you steal. Not only to get in scoring position, but to thwart double play attempts. Here's Brian De La Cruz. He's hitting .227, 5 out of 22, with 2 homers and 4 driven in. 4-8 for Sears, and that's a 1-3 single. Otherwise, he lines it to third, right to Nevin, and that's going to do it for the Marlins. No score. I realize this is not a sexy matchup, but, I mean, it's on the schedule, so what are you going to do? All right, so Trevor Rogers. And sometimes the games that don't look like they be much end up being good games sometimes. You never can tell. Here's J.J. Bleday, one of the other lefties in the lineup for the A's. As we get back over to Oakland statistics, and J.J. Bleday, boy, he's hitting .056. He's 1 out of 18. The one hit was a triple. So 1 out of 18. 4-6, and that's a base on balls, so he will reach base on the walk. No threat to run, but he will be the leadoff man on base. And here's J.D. Davis, former New York Met. He is hitting 100, 1 for 10 on the replay. No homers or runs driven in. It's a 3-7, and that's another walk. So back-to-back base on balls by Rogers. All of a sudden, he's gotten a little bit wild. First 2 are on for Tyler Nevin. Nevin at third base in this one. Well, you never know. Never know, Cosmo. It might be. Let's see. Tyler Nevin on the replay is hitting nothing. He's 0 for 3. And 2 of those 3 at-bats he struck out. So he's definitely looking for some improvement. As they have Rogers on the ropes. It's a 4-6, and that's another walk. He's going to walk the bases loaded. Does Rogers. So he walks the bases loaded. Nobody out for Max Schumann, second baseman. Schumann is hitting .111, 1 out of 9. No homers or runs driven in. Infield is back. They need outs. They want to play for that double play. 2-4, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-13, but that's a 17. So that will be we're going to call it a fly out to right, but it's not. They're not going to allow the runner to score because it really should be a line out to short. But I really want to divvy up the outs. I'm going to call it a fly ball to right, but I'm not going to send the runner because that would be unfair. So shallow fly to right, 1 away, and here's Nick Allen. Infield now can play for the double play, and they are doing so. Nick Allen on the replay, hitting .118, 2 out of 17. No homers or runs driven in. That's a 6-7 for Rogers. Ground ball, second base X. This is a possible double play if the second baseman can turn it. Second baseman Arias, though, was a 4. That could be trouble. 4 and a 20, though. He got a break. 4 and a 20 might very well be a G1. 4 and a 20 is a G1. So he did get a break. That's a 9. And he is an E17. There is no 9, so it'll be a double play. How about that? 4-6-3 double play to get him out of the inning. And Rogers pitches around to 3 walks. Pitcher's best friend, a double play, takes care of it. And J.P. Sears back out thinking he was going to have some run support, but turned out not to be so. So for Miami, stepping to the plate is Jake Berger. Berger only hitting 130. He's 3 out of 23. No homers or runs driven in. So 4-8. 4-8. A 1-3 is a single. That's a 12. He lines it to third. I'm sorry, lines it to first, rather. No, third. That's right. Why did I put a 3 there? It's L5, not L3. 1 away. And here's Avisail Garcia. Garcia has not had an appearance yet in this season, so after 6 games, the Marlins have brought him out to play, and he's going to get the start against the lefty. In the 2024 season, he had 50 at-bats, 240 average, and 2 runs. So 6-4, and that is a ground ball third base. Actually, looking at Nevin, he's a 4E19. 4 and a 20, he's going to get to it. That's a 10. Probably not an error on a 10. There usually aren't very many. E19, there's no 10, so good play for Evan. And there's 2 away. For Jazz Chisholm, center fielder. Chisholm on the replay is hitting .071. He's 1 out of 14. No homers and a run driven in. 2-8 lefty struck him out. Second strikeout for Sears, and that's going to do it for the Marlins. We go to the third, no score from Miami. Rogers has a fatigue of 5, Sears fatigue of 6. So we'll see how that plays out. Lawrence Butler gets the call. It's a 4-10. And that's a ballpark single check. 1-16, that's a 9. That's a base hit for Butler. And Butler will be looking to run. Rogers is a +2 on the hold quotient. He's a +1, and Sanchez is a +1. So Butler needs a 7 and cannot get it. So he will hold. And that brings up Miguel Andujar. 2-11 for Andujar. That's a ballpark single. 1-13. That's a 12. Another ballpark single. Marlins Park giving it up. First 2 were on for Langoliers. Struck out his first chance. That's a 2-7. He's going to strike out again. That is the second strikeout for Rogers. Both times he's gotten Langoliers. Here's Brent Rooker. 4-10, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-13, that's a 12. All 3 singles this inning have been ballpark singles. Bases are loaded again for the A's with 1 out for J.J. Bleday. Infield again, looking for the double play. Bleday walked his first chance. It's a 5-6, and that's a strikeout. Big strikeout there, strikeout number 3. Strikeout number 3, and here is J.D. Davis. 2 outs and the bases loaded. Clutch situation for Davis. That's a 1-8, and he strikes out to end the inning. So for the second inning in a row, Oakland loads the bases with less than 2 outs and cannot score. So we go to the bottom of the third. And Tim Anderson, the batter. Anderson hitting 250. He is 4 for 16. No homers or runs driven in. 5-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder is Blade. He's a 4 E6. 4 and a 20. Boy, that thing's gone for 20 three times in a row now in fielding checks. Very unusual. That's an 11. He is an E6. I don't think there'll be a problem there. There is not. So Blade puts that away. One down for Ali Sanchez. Sanchez in limited duty is hitting 333. He's 1 for 3. 2-6, and that's going to be a fly to left. That's out number 2. 2 down for Luis Arias, leadoff man. 5-8, and that's ground ball second base X. We're looking at Schumann. He's a 3 E16. 3 and E16 and 8 shouldn't be an issue. You wouldn't think. Oops, sorry about that. E16 and an 8. Nope, no error there whatsoever. It's a good play. And 3 innings are in the books with no score. We go to the top of the 4th. Due up for the Oakland A's will be, let's move this over just a hair. The Oakland A's will lead off with Tyler Nevin. Bottom of the order, Nevin, Schumann, and Allen. That's a 6-9 for Rogers. His injury check is 6-12. So 6-9 is a 1-4 triple, 5-20 double. That'll be a double for Tyler Nevin, a leadoff double. A's get more runners on base, but they've been having trouble with that. Here's Max Schumann. .110, and that's a single to center field. There's an anti-clutch, but they're not 2 outs, so the single is good. Nevin doesn't run all that well. They will hold him at third. So runners are at the corners with nobody out for Max. And Max Schumann's going to try to get the lead. He needs a 6 to get the lead. Doesn't get it. He will hold. So runners on the corners, nobody out. Nick Allen, the batter. B. Bunter, which isn't bad. Could try to bunt them both into scoring position. I think that's what he's going to do. So Nick Allen's going to lay down a bunt. First, we'll get the havoc roll. Make sure nothing's going on. It's not. So he's a B bunter. Marlins don't think anything of it, so they're going to lay back. So he stays a B bunter. The white die is a 5, so that means it is fielded. So I pull up the bunt chart. A 5 is reflecting that it is fielded by the first baseman, that being Jake Berger. So a B bunter right here needs basically a 9 or less, and he gets a 4, which is speed. So he's got a chance to beat this out. He was trying to sacrifice the runner from first to second and keep the runner at third, but now we got a speed check, and all runners are going to advance 1 base. So if he beats this out, the runner on third is going to score also. So the speed check for Nick Allen is a 14. So a 1-14. Make sure it's 9. I think it's just the running speed, and that's it. Yeah, 1-14. That's it. So if it's a 1-14, he beats this out. Whoops. And he does. So that's going to be a bunt single for Schumann. I'm sorry, for Nick Allen. A bunt single, an RBI bunt single. Scoring is Nevin. And going to second is Schumann. So Allen was trying to give himself up, but his bunt was so good. It was a perfect bunt, and everybody's safe. So here's Lawrence Butler. Now that the A's are on with nobody out. Rogers to Butler, lefty. 5-4 is a fly ball center field X. That's Jazz Chisholm. He's a 3 E4. 3 and 18, he will get that, and nobody can advance. I don't think anything's wrong with the E4. I think he'll be fine with that. That is a 12 on an E4, and there is no 12. So good play. The 3 and the 18 is an F3, so no runners can advance. 1 away. And that'll bring up Andujar, or Andujar. 4-9, and that's trouble for Rogers. 1-3 is a double, 4 single. That's a single, 2 stars. Andujar is 3 for 3. He will drive home Schumann and send Allen to third base, and the A's lead it 2-0. Still only 1 out for Shea Langoliers. Infield looking for the double play to get out of this, but the Marlins in serious trouble. 3-5, and that's a 1-3 double. That's a 14. It will be a fly ball center field B for a sacrifice fly. And that's run number 3 that comes in as Nick Allen scores. They're now 2 outs with Andujar at first, but it's 3-0 A's. And here's Brent Rooker. 4-5, and that's a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. But Oakland puts 3 on the board and take a 3-0 lead and turn it over to their ace, J.P. Sears. Well, I don't know if he's their ace or not, but he had 32 stars, so he's pretty good. And his ERA was 4.38, which in 2024 is about average, I think. And here's Otto Lopez. 1-7, and that's a ground ball to short. Plus, he's playing the Marlins, so that's bound to help. 3 runs might be enough to do it. You never know. Although the Marlins did beat the Dodgers in the final game of their series, so to get their first win. So anything's possible. Here's Bell, 4-11, and that's a fly ball left field X. That is going to be Andujar. He's a 4-5. 4-1. That's going to be a double at least. I imagine it's just a double. It might be a triple for all I know. 4-1 is a triple. How about that? Did Josh Bell have any triples? He did, so we'll allow the triple. That's a 10, and he's an E5. No error there, but it is going to be a leadoff or 1-out triple for Josh Bell, as Andujar had all kinds of problems with it. Brian De La Cruz. A's infield looking to choke. They're up infield in anyway. Try to choke off a cheap run. 1-8, and that's a pop out to short. Always hits in column 1. He found a pop out to short on a 1-8, and not only did he make the out, but he didn't advance the runners. So now the infield can go back, and Jake Berger in a clutch situation looking to bring home a run. 6-5, and it's a ground ball to short, and that's going to do it. They're going to leave the runner at third with 1 out and come away empty-handed. So the triple by Bell goes without any results. He's left at third, and at the end of 4, it's 3-0 Oakland. Here's J.J. Bleday. And, whoa, what are you doing, Dad? What are you doing? Make sure she wasn't jumping up here. All right, here is Bleday. 5-5, lefty on lefty, struck him out. That is strikeout number 5 for Rogers. This is Rogers' fatigue inning, number 5. Keep an eye on that. J.D. Davis. 1-8, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for Tyler Nevin. Nevin doubled and scored his last inning. 6-12, and that's the injury chance on Rogers. 6-12 will resolve the at-bat first. 6-12 is a split chance. 1-6 is a single. That's a line out to short to end the inning. But that may be it for Trevor Rogers. He may have to leave this game based on the injury. We'll go to the injury chart. For a pitcher, he needs a 1-6 to stay in this game. And 8 means he's got to leave the game. He won't miss any starts, but he does have to leave this particular game. So he's going to end up going 5 innings. And he's going to end up giving up 3 runs. They were earned. He struck out 6. He walked 3. All 3 walks were in the same inning, oddly enough. Gave up 4, 5, 6, 7. I got him for 8 hits. And then the Marlins will need a new pitcher as we go into the 6th inning. And it looks like... Hello, Roger. Good to see you. We'll go to the Strat computer and see who on their team has the best rest. Looks like to me... I don't want to over... A lot of these relievers... Most of these relievers have already pitched 3 games out of the 6. One of them, Nardi, has actually pitched in 4 games. So I'm going to have to pick one of the guys that pitched in 3, and that's going to be the guy that reminds me of REO Speedwagon. That being Declan Cronin, no relation to Kevin Cronin. But he will be the new pitcher for the Marlins in the 6th inning. He's a +3, so that makes him a +4. All right, but right now it'll be J.P. Sears back out. He'll face Garcia, Chisholm, and Anderson here in the bottom of the 5th of a 3-0 Oakland lead. That's a 6-7, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout for Sears. That is his 3rd. There's a dot there, but he has not reached his inning of fatigue yet, so nothing doing there. Here's Jazz Chisholm. Hello, Jason. Good to see you. 5-3, lefty on lefty. He's a fly ball right field X. Right fielder is Butler. He's a 3E6. 3-15, he'll get to that. We'll check the E6. 3-15 is an F2. That's a 13, and he is an E6. That shouldn't be a problem. E6, nope, there's a 14, but no 13. So it's good play for Mr. Butler. The Butler did it. He made the catch. 2 down. For Tim Anderson, shortstop, former longtime White Sox. 4-6 for Sears is a pop out to short, and he has tossed 5 shutout innings at the Marlins. Looking to get that first win of the season is Mr. Sears, and he's well on his way to do so. So Declan Cronin, I guess it's Declan. I'm assuming it's pronounced Declan. D-E-C-L-A-N. I'm assuming it's Declan. That's what I'm going to call him anyway. Declan Cronin. And we'll get the numbers on him on the replay. He's pitched 3 games in this replay. 3 out of the 6 games he's pitched in. Not very well. 2 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 7 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. His ERA is 10.13. No one-loss record. He's in there to keep the score close if he can. It's a 2-6, and that's a fly to right. And that's out number 1. That'll bring up Nick Allen. 1-7, and he strikes out. So 2 down. The order for Butler, he's 1 for 3. 1-8, and he's going to strike out. So boy, Cronin comes in and takes care of business. He will definitely be back for the 7th. He's got a fatigue of 2, so he's definitely going to be back next inning. This will be J.P. Sears' fatigue inning number 6. Keep an eye on that. It'll be the catcher, Ali Sanchez, and then Arias and Lopez. 3-8 against the lefty is a ground ball to third. Handled by Nevin, 1 away. Here's Arias. He's 0 for 2. 3-7. He's now 0 for 3. Fly ball to center. And Blade takes care of it. 2 down for Otto Lopez. 4-8. And that's a 1-3 single. That's a 5, though. It'll be a liner to third. And Nevin once again makes the play. And Sears will pitch into the 7th. He is tossing a beauty so far. A 2-hit shutout through 6 innings. Could be his good pitching, or it could be the fact that the Marlins just can't hit. I don't know which is which, or it might be a little of both. Who knows? Starting to lose some of the cards on the score sheet, it would appear. So that's true, Marlon. Yes, Sears Roebuck, absolutely. Maybe Sears is a real craftsman. How about that? All right, so if I get a 3 or a 6, I will slide them over so you can see the whole card. Right now, I'll just leave them as they are. Here is Andujar. He is 3 for 3. They were all against Rogers, though. Now he's facing the righty and Cronin. 3-8 for Andujar, and that's a ground ball to short. So 1 away, and that'll send up Langoliers. Langoliers sacrifice fly his last time up. 3-3, and that's going to be a ballpark single check, which is 1-13, but that's a 5. So Langoliers base hit. He will not try to run or anything like that. Here's Brent Rooker, the DH, 1 for 3 for Mr. Rooker. We get a 6-6 for Cronin, and that's a strikeout. There's a dot there, but of course he's not tired. Not yet. The strikeout is good. 2 down for J.J. Bleday. Four left-hander. Ground ball third base X. We are looking at the third baseman Lopez, Otto Lopez. He's a 3E39. 3 and a 7. He should get to that, one would think. 3 and a 7. He does as a G3, but the third baseman not responsible for holding anybody. They wouldn't hold Langoliers anyway. So he will get to it. That's an 8, and he is an E39 at third base. There's a 7 and a 9 here, but there's no 8. So a good play for Otto Lopez. And that's going to do it for Cronin. He's going to go 2 innings and not give up anything but 1 hit. And he does strike out 3. Nothing else. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time. Sears back out. He has full endurance. He'll be facing Josh Bell. That is true, Ernest. You do get more with Kenmore. That's why the more is in the name, right? All right, so Josh Bell is up. He tripled his last time up. And since we're at the 7th inning stretch, I'm not going to play any music or anything like that, but wanted to see what Tabby's up to. I don't know if I can show it very well because she's kind of hiding over there. But you can see her right where my hand is, giving herself a bath. I don't want to show this messy room, so I'm trying to just show Tabby on her perch. Tabby, Tabby, Tabby. Trying to get you to see her face. But anyways, it's not working too well. She doesn't really want to be involved with that, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, just wanted to let you know she was here with me. So in case you were curious, not that you were, but just sometimes people ask. So, all right, here is Josh Bell. 1-7 for Bell. He's going to ground it to short. That's 1 away. And here comes Brian De La Cruz. 1-6, and that's a 1-3 home run, and that is a 3. The devil die comes up as a 3, and that is a home run for Brian De La Cruz. De La Cruz, the home run. He will get traded to Pittsburgh later in the season, but right now he's with the Marlins. And let's check De La Cruz and see how many home runs that is for him on the replay. But it's a solo home run, so it only makes it a 3-1 game. De La Cruz, that is his 3rd home run. His 3rd home run. He's only got 6 hits on the season, and half of them have been home runs. 3 home runs, 5 runs batted in now. It's a 3-1 game, and here's Jake Berger. That's a 5-2, and that's a walk. And now the tying run is at the plate in Avisail Garcia. Now the Oakland bullpen starting to stir a bit. So we'll go to Oakland's stats and see who in the bullpen is not overworked and can easily come in and relieve. Looks like Muller has only pitched in 2 games. Left-hander Muller. If I can find his card, there he is, Kyle Muller. So Kyle Muller is loosening the bullpen, another lefty. But he's only pitched in 2 games and 2 innings and an ERA of 0, although he did take a loss because he gave up an unearned run. But, I'm sorry, not 0. His ERA is 4.50. He gave up 1 earned run in 2 innings of pitching. 2 runs total. So he is 0-1, but he's going to be in the bullpen and relieving Sears if needed. Here is Garcia. 6-8 for Sears, and that's a double to center field, and that might be it for Sears. I think he's about had it. I think the warranty on him has run out. Double, and Berger will hold with only 1 out. They don't want to take a chance. They're down by 2. They got their runners in scoring position. They're going to keep it that way. But that's going to be it for Mr. Sears. Sears is out of here. And Kyle Muller will be on. The left-hander is a +3 hold, so makes him a +1. Runners are at second and third with only one out. They are the tying runs. Now, Sears can still win it, but he cannot lose it. If these 2 runs score, he'll get a no decision. And here is Jazz Chisholm, center fielder. Let's see, lefty on lefty with Muller. Infield is back. They need outs. It's 5-5, and that's a ballpark blast for Jazz Chisholm. That's a 16. It's only an 11, so he won't get the blast, but it is going to be a sacrifice fly to right field. And that will bring home Berger to cut the lead to 3-2. Garcia stays at second. 2 down. That run is charged to Sears. It's now 3-2 with 2 outs for Tim Anderson. That's a 5-9, and that's a fly to left to end the inning. So all in all, Muller did pretty well. Sears will give up the 2 runs, as it turns out, as he will go 6 in the third. And let's see how many hits. It was a 2-hitter, so it's just he's given up 4 hits. And he struck out 3. I don't believe he walked anyone. No, he walked 1. That was his first walk. So he walked 1, struck out 3. Okay, we go to the 8th inning. It is now a very tight 3-2 ball game. So coming in for the Marlins to pitch, they need a new pitcher, obviously. For the A's, it'll be J.D. Davis, Nevin, and Schumann, all right-handers. So they will go to the righty out of their bullpen. And we'll check their bullpen and see who they might have that can pitch. I think everybody, like I said, wins 3 innings or 3 appearances. So, boy, who do we go to? I'll go with the guy with the fewest innings, I guess. And that would be Bender. Anthony Bender. He went 3 innings. Pitched 3 games, but only went 3 innings. Everybody else has got 3 2/3 or 4 innings. So we'll go with Bender, the right-hander. He's a +4 hold, which makes it a +5. So Bender will be on to face Davis. In fact, I'll move the cards over here now since we're running out of room. It will be Davis, Nevin, and Schumann due up for the A's. And Davis is 0 for 2 with a walk. So Bender to Davis. 3-2 A's here in the top of the 8th. 4-7. And that's going to be a strikeout for Bender. 1 away. Just to get the full numbers on Bender, coming into this game, he went 3 appearances, 3 innings. 7 hits, 3 runs that are earned, so his ERA is 9. And 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. So he gets Davis on the K. Now here's Tyler Nevin. .54, and that's a catcher X. So catcher we're looking at is Sanchez. He's a 4-E2. 4-E2, but nobody's on base, so it can't be a pass ball or anything like that. 4 and a 5. Should just be some sort of a foul out, I imagine, but we'll see. 4 and a 5 for a catcher. That's a P/P, so that will be a pop out. And that's a 12. 12, and he is an E2. That shouldn't be a problem either. It's not. It's just a pop out. Out number 2. And that brings up Max Schumann. Schumann is up. 2-10 for Schumann, and that's a ground ball first. I'm sorry, that's a ballpark single check rather, and that will be a base hit for Schumann. As that was an 11, the ballpark single's a 13. So Schumann is aboard with 2 outs. Could try to get the lead. I think he will. He needs a 6. And he gets the 6. How about that? Right on time. He's a 19, being held as a 17, plus 5 is a 22, so 20 is the highest you can have. Sanchez is a T7, so do you risk? Well, they'll try for a 20, I guess. And didn't get it. So stolen base for Schumann. He will steal second base. And now Nick Allen has a chance to drive him home and get an insurance run for Oakland. If the A's were losing, they'd pinch hit for Allen, but they like his defense. So since they're ahead, they're going to keep him in there and hope he gets a base hit. Bender to Allen. 1-7, and he strikes out to end the inning. So nothing doing there. Bender does his job. He may come back for the ninth. We'll have to wait and see. Muller got the 2 outs he needed to end the previous inning, so he's going to be facing Sanchez. So they might pinch hit for Sanchez. In fact, they will. So they're going to pinch hit for Sanchez. Sanchez is a 167 hitter, so they need offense. So they will go to their bench and go to a right-handed pinch hitter. Christian Betancourt will come in and catch. He will not pinch hit. He's a 209 hitter, so he will not be used as a pinch hitter. They will use Jonah Bride. So here comes the Bride. He will be the pinch hitter. Bride will pinch hit in the 8th, and Betancourt will catch in the 9th. All right, so it is Jonah Bride. And on the replay, Jonah Bride's hitting 100. He's 1 for 10. But in the 24 season, was a 276 hitter with 11 home runs. So that's why they're going with him. See if he can get something started here in the bottom of the 8th. 4-11, and that's a ballpark single check, and that will be a base hit right there. Jonah Bride is on. Doesn't run all that well. Let's see if the Marlins have any pinch runners they can use. Not really. Well, they do have this guy. I don't know how to pronounce. I guess it's Brujon, maybe. Vidal Brujon. He runs at a 14. Bride runs at an 11. So you're gaining 3. I don't know. I think it'll stick with Jonah Bride and keep Brujon in case they need him for pinch hitting or something. So they'll keep Jonah Bride at first base, and that brings up the top of the order. And Arias now, he is a B bunter, so they could try to bunt him over. I think that's what they're going to do. First, we have the Havoc roll. So a rare bunt in this Demolition League, but it's upcoming. And we're going to see who's going to field this thing. It's a 5, so it's the third baseman. That would be Nevin. And now Arias, let's see if he can get the bunt down. He is a C bunter, as the A's are expecting it. So he rates as a C bunter. Actually, the first baseman's going to field this, J.D. Davis, my bad. So it's a 5. He's a C bunter. Needs basically 8 or less. That's a 7, and that is a good bunt. So good bunt, sacrifice hit by Arias, and he'll just be tagged out unassisted by the first baseman, J.D. Davis. And going to second is the Bride, Jonah Bride. Here comes Otto Lopez. Lopez is 1 for 3 with a stolen base. The tying run is now in scoring position, not being held, though. It doesn't run all that well. So here's Lopez, Muller to Lopez. It's a 6-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. That is Blade, and that's trouble because Blade is a 4. He's an E6, but he's a 4. And if this falls in, this could tie the game. 4 and a 14, he probably will get to that. 4 and a 14 is going to be an F2, so he'll get to it. That's a 13, and he's an E6. E6, there's no 13, so good play by Blade. And he will take care of that for out number 2. And now it's Josh Bell's turn. Bell tripled. He's 1 for 3. Muller has to be careful with Bell. That's a 2, chance for a balk or pass ball. We're looking at a balk chance on Muller, and he has no balk rating, or 0 balk rating, I should say. So no balk there. 6-6 gets the switch hitter batting right-hander, struck him out. Muller gets the strikeout. And he's not tired. He's got a fatigue of 3, so he's definitely not tired. Didn't have any saves, though, so they're going to bring in the closer for the 9th. That's going to be it for Muller. Muller's going to go an inning and 2/3. And he's going to give up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And we go to the 9th. And Bethancourt is your new catcher for the Marlins. Anthony Bender will stay in the game. He'll be facing top of the order, Butler, Andujar, and Langoliers due up for the A's against Bender. 3-2, top of the 9th. And for Oakland, looking at their bench and their bullpen for the Oakland A's. Let's see where we are with that. Here we go, over here. Their closer, or one of their closers, is Lucas Ursedge. He had 14 saves. Mason Miller, though, had 28 saves, so I think they're going with Mason Miller. Mason Miller, 2-2, 2.49 ERA, and 28 saves. So Mason Miller will come in and pitch the 9th for Oakland to try to close the deal. Right now, it's Bender's job to keep the score where it is. Facing Butler, 2-12 for Butler. It's a split chance. 1-3 is a single. That's a line out to Arias at second base, 1 away. Here is Andujar. 1-5, and that's a base hit. Andujar with his 4th hit of the game. How about that? Now the A's may go to a pinch runner and a defensive replacement for Andujar because he's not a very good outfielder. They do have Esteury Ruiz, and they're going to pinch run with Ruiz and put him in left field because he's only a 3, whereas Andujar is a 4. So we're going to have a pinch runner. So Ruiz pinch runs in the 9th and goes to left field in the 9th. Ruiz could try to get the lead here. Does have to avoid 10 and 11 where he's automatically picked off. But anything else, he will get the lead. And if he gets the lead, it's a 15. Minus 2 is a 13. Plus the 5 is an 18. So it's a pretty good chance he's going to get the lead here. That's a 9, and he does get the lead. So he's going to go 15 minus 2, 13. It's a 1-18. Bethancourt, forgot to look at his arm now. He's a -2, so that actually changes it around to a +2, not a +5. So I got to recalculate. So it's a 1-15. 15 minus 2 for being held is a 13, but the +2 is a 15. So 1-15, he makes it. And he's out, caught stealing. Bethancourt says, "Don't run on me." Throws him out, 2 down. So Ruiz is out, but he'll stay in the game to play left field. Here is Langoliers. 6-8 against Bender, and that's a 1-16. So that's an 18. He lines to second, and I'll double check and make sure it's not an injury chance for Bender. That's 6-8. Let's see. Bender, no, he's a 2, means 6-10. So no injury there on Bender. He will go 2 innings. And he's finished his results. 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So Mason Miller went from Muller to now Miller. It is Miller time for the Oakland A's. He is a +2 hold. So it means it's a 0 with the -2 from Langoliers. But Miller, let's get the numbers on Miller on the replay. On the replay, he is making his 4th appearance. He's gone 4 innings. ERA of 0. No wins or losses. Does have 2 saves. In 4 innings, he's given up 1 hit, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. And he will be facing De La Cruz, Berger, and Garcia, the scheduled hitters for the Marlins. 3-2, bottom of the 9th, last chance from Miami. 6-3 is a fly left field. Excellent. Look at that. We bring in a new left fielder, and the ball finds you. It's uncanny how that happens, but it does. So, new left fielder. is Ruiz, and he is a 3E10. 3E10, obviously the higher air rating, but it's got better range. So we're going to check to see if he can get to this ball. 3 and 19 he does, and that's a 10. 10 and a 10, E10 and a 10, no error there, so he gets to it. Actually, with a 19, Andujar would have gotten to it too, but you don't know that. That's why you bring in the defensive replacement to begin with. So Cruz flies to left, one away from Jake Berger. 6-8, and that's a strikeout. 2 down, last chance is Avisail Garcia. Unless they want to go to their bench, they're going to go to their bench because Garcia is not the best hitter against right-handed pitching. In fact, if you look at his card, he faced lefties 76% of the time, righties only 24% of the time. There's a reason for that. Look at his card. He's loaded against lefties, not so much against righties. So Avisail Garcia will leave, and Jesus Sanchez or Nick Gordon. Let's see. It looks like it's going to be Sanchez. Jesus Sanchez will pinch hit, and if the game goes extra innings, he will stay in the game to play right field. So Jesus Sanchez getting the call to pinch hit here in the bottom of the 9th. Jesus Sanchez. And on the replay, Sanchez checks in. He is a 333 hitter. No, I'm sorry, look at the difference, Sanchez. He's a 182 hitter. He's 4 for 22. So looking to get something started against Miller. So 1-7, and all these hits in column 1, and he found a fly to center to end the inning, and that's going to do it. The Marlins drop to 1-6. The A's improved to 4-3. Miller with his 3rd save. Sears gets the win. Miller goes 1 inning, gives up nothing with a strikeout. 3-2 the final. Loser is Rogers. He drops to 0-1. For the A's, 3 runs on 11 hits. I don't believe either team made an error as far as I can tell. I don't remember there being an error on anybody. Marlins 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. So game 31 is in the books, with the A's improving to 4-3 and the Marlins dropping to 1-6. Sears the winner, 1-0. Rogers the loser, 0-1. Miller with his 3rd save. Player of the game, boy, it's kind of hard to tell who you would give the player of the game to. Not really, I guess Andujar. He was, 4 for 5, even though it didn't really amount to any runs per se. I mean, he did move a runner over. He did move a runner over to second. I mean, from first to third. He did drive in 1 run. So I guess we'll give it to Andujar. Anybody goes 4 for 5, he probably should get it. So Miguel Andujar, your player of the game. Game 31 is in the books. And we turn the page, as Bob Seger would say, and get ready for the next game in the replay. And that next game will be, if I can find the score sheet. Got to be around here somewhere. Here we go. I've already pre-done the lineups. It'll be the Dodgers and the Yankees from Yankee Stadium. Carlos Rodon against Yamamoto for the Dodgers. So that'll be game 32, and that'll be tomorrow night. So hopefully you enjoyed this presentation of Strat-O-Matic Demolition League 2024. Even though it was the Marlins and the A's, it ended up being a good game. 3-2, went down to the wire. That's all you can ask for. Kept Tabby excited. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening. And we will see you tomorrow morning if you're on YouTube and can watch. Tomorrow morning, it will be the Demolition League game number 271. It'll be a good one. It'll be the Detroit Tigers taking on the Minnesota Twins, Jack Morris against Frank Viola. So that'll be the game tomorrow morning, sometime between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. I don't know exactly whenever I get around to getting ready for it, but that'll be the game 271, May 22nd, from the Homer Dome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, or wherever that Homer Dome was located, somewhere in Minnesota, St. Paul, wherever. But it's the Tigers against the Twins, Morris against Viola. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I'll see if I can get one more picture of Tabby over here if possible. There she is right there. Kind of see her a little bit. There in the corner, but she's just kind of sitting there enjoying herself, so I don't want to. She's quiet. That's a good thing. I don't want to wake a sleeping giant, as they say. So until next time, hope you all have a great night, and hope you play whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road. Good night, everybody.